Hi children, how are you all? I hope all you are fine. Children, in the previous video what we discussed in concept 2, which is related to rational numbers we discussed. What are rational numbers and simplest form, and in the same way equivalent rational numbers we discussed, right? In this video we are going to discuss about that fraction. What about that fraction? I think so we got that idea about that fraction, right? Rational number which can be written in the form of p by q, that fraction form, okay, that p by q form only consider it as a fraction. Okay, now here see that actually what is the correct definition of a fraction means that is a part of a whole. What is that? The part of a whole. The part of a whole is called fraction. What about that part of a whole, ma? Here see that if you will take that one of the bar, rectangular bar, okay, how many bars you taken here? Only one bar you taken. This one divided into two parts here. How many parts? Two parts. By drawing one horizontal line, this rectangular part or this rectangular bar divided into two parts. Now I want to draw that vertical lines and I want to divide it like this. Okay, now here how many parts are there? One rectangle only there. One rectangle is divided into how many parts, ma? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear? Now I want to draw that. I want to shade this one like this. Okay. How many parts are shaded here? How many parts are shaded, ma? Just say that 1, 2. Shaded parts. How many shaded parts are there here? 2. Unshaded parts. Number of unshaded parts. How many unshaded parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 unshaded parts are there. Total number of parts. Totally how many parts are there? Actually we taken here one rectangular bar and that is divided into how many parts, ma? Here totally 6 parts. We divided this one as 6 parts. Out of 6 parts, 2 parts are shaded and 4 parts are unshaded. Okay, now how to represent that shaded part? Okay, now see that fraction of shaded part. Shaded part, how to represent this one? See that out of total parts, out of total number of parts, here 6 total number of parts are there. Okay, out of 6 how many parts are shaded? 2 parts are shaded. Then here what is the fraction, ma? 2 by 6. Okay, after cancellation how much you will get here? 1 by 3. 2 ones 2, 2 3 6. Am I clear, ma? Now here 1 by 3rd part or 2 by 6th part is shaded here. 2 by 6th part is shaded. For that unshaded part, fraction for that unshaded part, that is how many unshaded parts are there? 4. Out of how many parts, ma? Out of 6 parts. Out of 6 parts only we shaded here 2 parts. Out of 6 parts only we are having unshaded parts 4. Okay, now here after cancellation 2 2s 4, 2 3 6, 2 by 3rd. 2 by 3rd part of that given bar is unshaded. Okay, ma? So in this way we can use that fractions. In our daily life also we are saying that so many situations, no? For example, one apple is there. If you want to share that apple with your friend, okay, if you cut that apple into 4 pieces and you have that 2 friends. Okay, for example, you shared with your friends 1 part and 1 part. How many parts are there with you? 2 parts, right? Actually starting we are having 4 parts. One apple is cut into 4 parts. 1 part already you given to one of the friend and another part you given to some other friend. Okay, now here you are left with how many parts, ma? 2 parts. Okay, here how many parts are shared? How many parts are shared to your friends means 2 parts shared. Out of how many parts? Out of 4. So out of 4 pieces you given here 2 pieces to your friends. Okay, then what is that fraction here? 2 by 4. Okay, you are left with how many pieces here? 2 pieces out of 4. So 2 by 4, which means half of the part you shared with your friends and half of the part is there with you. Understood ma? In this manner we can use that fractions in our day to day life. Okay, not only here apple, you can share that anything, right? So in that different situations we can use that fractions like this way. Okay, now here see that ma, we are saying that 2 by 6, 4 by 6 like that. In that rational numbers I told you that p by q form. What we will call that p, what we will call that q. Okay, and in the same manner here also numerator by denominator. The above part is called numerator. Numerator by denominator. Numerator by denominator. Okay, now here say that ma, the top part we will call that one as the numerator. Above that line we are having that part, no, that is called numerator, and below the line which part is there, that is the denominator. And what we will call this line, already I told you that that is a fraction bar. Okay, fractional bar or fraction bar. Fraction bar. And in the same way we will call this one as vinculum. That bar sign, that bar symbol is there, no, that one we will call that one as vinculum, and in the same way we will call that one as a fraction bar also. Okay ma, now here say that what numerator tells here and what denominator tells here. See that here denominator always shows that total number of parts. Total number of parts. Denominator always says that total number of parts, and numerator always says that, denominator always says that total number of parts, and numerator always says that number of parts we taken. Number of parts taken. How many parts we taken here? Previously first we taken that number of shaded parts we taken, that's why we written for that shaded parts fraction, and next we taken that number of unshaded parts we taken. So number of parts taken, that one represented by numerator, and total number of parts always shown in that denominator. Understood ma? So this is about that fraction. Okay, now here see that, now we are having that idea about that fraction, right? And in the same way see here, one circle is there. One circle is divided into how many parts ma here? One circle is divided into here 4 parts. Okay, what we will call that? Here the only this part we can write it as 1 by 4. Shall we write like this ma? Yes. And this is also 1/4 part, and this is also 1/4 part, and this is also 1/4 part. Why? Because this total circle is divided into 4 parts. Out of 4 parts, this is one of the part, and this is also out of 4 parts, this is one of the part, and these two also same. Now here 1 by 4, what we will call ma here? 1 by 4 we will call it as a quarter. We will call this one as a quarter. Quarter means 1/4 part. Okay, now here 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. How much you will get? See that 1 by 4 means this part, no? This is quarter. Now I want to take that one more 1 by 4. Now this total part, how we can say? See here now, 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. So here also we are having that half of the part is shaded, no? Then here we can say that 1 by 2. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Actually this is comes under that addition. Addition of that like fractions we will tell later. Just I am telling you here 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. How many 1 by 4s there? 2 1 by 4s there. Okay, 2 1 by 4s there. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. We can write that one as 1 by 2. Sorry, 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is equals to 2 by 4, which is equals to 1 by 2. Half of the part. Next here 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Okay, so I want to shade this one also. Now how many parts shaded ma? Half of the part plus one more 1 by 4th part. How many 1 by 4s are there? 3 1 by 4s are there. So 3 by 4th part. We will call that one as 3 by 4th or 3/4. We will call this one as a half. And this one is a 3/4. 3/4. 3/4 part. Okay. If you want to fill that completely, Then here 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. How many 1 by 4s are there? 4 1 by 4s are there. Then we can write it as 4 by 4. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. Finally here one part. One part means this total one is shaded. Okay, this total one, which figure we taken here, the total figure is shaded. Understood ma? Now here this is complete figure. One part directly we got, it means that is one complete figure. Understood ma? Now here see that this is about that fractions. Now here types of fractions. In the types of fractions we are having types of fractions. First one, decimal fractions. Types of fractions. Decimal fractions. First one is decimal fractions. What about the decimal fraction here? Decimal fraction means the denominator in a fraction, the denominator is equal to 10 or powers of 10. Okay, then we will call that fractions are decimal fractions. Okay, if the denominator of a fraction, if the denominator of a fraction is equal to 10 or powers of 10. Powers of 10 means 10 power 1, 10, 10 square, 10 power 2 means 10 into 10, 100, 10 power 3 means 10 into 10 into 10 is equals to 1000. Okay, that's why here powers of 10 means 10 power 1, 10 square, 10 cube and so on, which means 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 like that, powers of 10. Okay ma. Then here, then the fractions are known as, then the fractions are known as decimal fractions. Understood ma? Just see that examples here. 1 by 10, 1 by 100, 2 by 1000 and so on. Okay, this kind of fractions are called decimal fractions. Why? Because this one we can convert into decimals also, no, decimal numbers. Okay, that's why here which fractions are having the denominators as 10 or powers of 10, we will call that fractions are decimal fractions. Okay ma. Next second one, vulgar fractions. Vulgar fractions. What about that vulgar fractions here? If the denominator of a fraction is equals to 10 or powers of 10, then we will call them as decimal fractions. If the denominator of a fraction, is not equals to 10 or powers of 10, then the fractions are known as, vulgar fractions. Then the fractions are known as vulgar fractions. Now here see that example, 2 by 3, 4 by 9 and so on like this. Here the denominators are not equals to 10 or powers of 10. If the denominators are equals to 10 or powers of 10, then we will call them as decimal fractions. But here the denominator not equals to 10 or powers of 10, then we will call that fractions as vulgar fractions. Okay ma, these are the types of fractions. Now here types of vulgar fractions we are having here. Okay, now here see that. Types of vulgar fractions. Types of vulgar fractions. Okay, first one is proper fraction. Proper fraction. What about that proper fraction? Here, in a fraction, the numerator is less than the denominator, then we will call that fractions are proper fractions. Okay, see here, if the numerator of a fraction is less than its a denominator, then those fractions are known as proper fractions. Known as proper fractions. Am I clear, ma? What is that? If the numerator of a fraction is less than its denominator, then we will call those fractions are proper fractions. Okay, just example say that here 2 by 5. Okay, 2 by 5 is a proper fraction. Why? Because this is a proper fraction. Because here 2 is numerator, 5 is denominator. Here numerator is less than denominator, which means 2 is less than 5. 2 is less than 5. That's why we will call that 2 by 5 is a proper fraction. 2 by 5 is a proper fraction. Did you understand this one? Okay. Here the numerator is always less than its denominator, then we will call that fractions are proper fractions. And what is the value of a proper fraction? Proper fraction value is always less than 1. The value of a proper fraction is always less than 1. Is always less than 1. Why? Because this is always less than 1. I'll tell you, say that here. For example, I want to take that fraction as 2 by 5. I taken now here proper fraction. Now on the number line, here this is 0 and this is 1. Okay. Here first to say that total number of parts. What I told you, ma, denominator always shows that total number of parts. So here how many parts are there totally? Totally 5 parts are there. So on the number line I taken that 0 to 1, one complete part I taken 0 to 1. Now I want to divide that 0 to 1 as 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now here see that 0 and the first part is we can write it as 1 by 5. This totally divided into 5 parts now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first part written as 1 by 5. Second part how we can write? 1 by 5, 1 by 5, 2 by 5. Third part we can write it written be as 3 by 5. Fourth one 4 by 5. And the fifth one 5 by 5, that one only nothing but 1. 5 by 5 again cancellation, we will get it as 1. Now here 2 by 5 is there, no ma. 2 by 5 here we are having. 2 by 5 is the right side of 1 or left side of 1? 2 by 5 is there on the number line, left side of 1 only, no? Left side of 1 means left side numbers are less than the given numbers. Okay, that's why here 2 by 5 is less than 1. That's why this value is always less than 1. Not only 2 by 5. If you want to take any number, okay, 9 by 10 is there. At that cases, 0 to 1. One complete part is divided into should be 10 parts. Out of 10 parts, 9th part you are checking here. So 9 by 10. 9 by 10, that is lies left side of 10 by 10. Yes or no? At that cases also 9 by 10 is less than 10 by 10. Okay, in that case also we can say that 9 by 10 is less than 10 by 10 means less than 1. So in this manner, the value of a proper fraction is always less than 1. Okay ma? Yes. Next, second type is improper fraction. improper fraction. Okay, improper fraction means what? Just opposite of proper fraction. Proper fraction, what is that? Numerator is always less than denominator. Here numerator is always greater than denominator. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, greater than the denominator, or equals to denominator, or equals to denominator, okay, then those fractions are said to be, then those fractions are called, then those fractions are called improper fractions. As per the definition, what is that, ma? If the denominator is less than the numerator, which means the numerator is greater than the denominator. 9 by 5 is there. 9 by 5. Here numerator is greater than denominator, which means 9 is greater than 5. 9 is greater than 5. This kind of fractions are known as improper fractions. This kind of fractions are known as improper fractions. Am I clear, ma? Now here say that the value of improper fraction, the value of improper fraction is always, improper fraction is greater than 1, or equals to 1. Equals to 1. Greater than 1 or equals to 1. Why here equals to 1 means here 9 by 5 is an improper fraction. Along with that 3 by 3 is also an improper fraction. Is also an improper fraction. Okay, ma, why? Because as per the definition, what is that? If the numerator is greater than the denominator or numerator equals to the denominator, then also those fractions are known as improper fractions. Here numerator is equals to denominator. 3 is equal to 3, no? So here two cases. One is numerator is greater than denominator or numerator is equals to denominator. Those two type of fractions also we will call them as improper fractions. Okay, ma. Now here the value of improper fraction is greater than 1 or equals to 1, I said. See here. On the number line here again I am taking here 0 to 1. Okay, 9 by 5. 9 by 5. So total number of parts, here see that 0 to 1. Here for example take the 2 also. Why? Because total number of parts 5 only. See here. This bar is divided into 5 parts. Why? Because the denominator always shows the total number of parts. Yes or no? So here how many parts are there? 5 parts only, which means one of the bar should be divided into 5 parts only. But here how many parts we taken? 9 parts. How we will take? For example, one chocolate is there. In that chocolate 5 bars are there. Okay, 5 pieces are there. But you want to take that 9 pieces. Then what you will do? You will purchase one more chocolate, yes or no? That's why here also you have to take that one more part. Understood, ma? Why? Because in that first part only 5 parts, that is divided into only 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. But I want to take that 9 parts. I want to take that 9 parts. But out of 5 parts only. That's why the second one also should be divided into 5 parts only. Okay, ma. Now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts, number of equal parts. Okay, always the denominator shows that number of equal parts. That's why here 0 to 1 divided into 5 parts means 1 to 2. The second chocolate what we are taking, that is also having that same equal bites only, no? Okay, equal bite, that chocolate only you should take here. Understood, ma? Now here say that 0 after this one 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 5 by 5 is nothing but 1, 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5, 10 by 5 means 2 again you will get. 5 to 10. Okay ma. Now here 9 by 5 we are taking here. 9 by 5 here it is. 9 by 5. What we are saying ma? The value of improper fraction is greater than 1. Actually here 1 is there. Okay. 9 by 5 is lies right side of 1. 9 by 5 is there to the right side of 1. That's why here 9 by 5 is greater than 1. That's why its value is greater than 1. Understood ma? In which cases the value is equals to 1? Okay, where we can say that equals to 1 here. For example, 3 by 3 I taken, no, 3 by 3 means equals to 1 I said. Here this is 0 and this is 1. Here total number of parts, 3 parts only, no, 1, 2, 3. Total number of parts, equal parts, 3 by 3. 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3. 3 by 3 means that is nothing but equals to 1 only, no. Okay, that's why here improper fraction value is greater than 1 or equals to 1. Understood ma? So children, in this video we learnt about that what is a fraction and the types of fraction. Again we discussed that types of vulgar fractions, only 2 fractions we discussed, no, proper, improper. Next we are having that mixed fractions and how to convert that mixed fractions into improper fractions, and improper fractions how to convert into mixed fractions, and in the same way along with that we will discuss about that unit fractions, like fractions and unlike fractions. About these remaining fractions, types of fractions we will discuss in that next video. Okay, thank you all.